My husband Henry is a pilot for an airline. One of the perks offered by his company is a free domestic round-trip ticket for family members every year. But in the 5 years we've been married, I've never once used that benefit. Henry always told me he gave his ticket to coworkers who needed it more. Until one day I saw a text message on his phone from the airline: Henry, your family travel ticket has been successfully redeemed. December 20th, 10 a.m. North City to City C. Please confirm family member names. Wife, Margarita. Child, Leonardo. I froze. So Henry had another family. Our vow to grow old together ended in year 5 of our marriage. I picked up my phone and called my senior colleague. I'm in. I'll join your research project. See you in a week. After that, Henry flew all over the world, but he never found me again. Honey, what time will you be home today? Our son and I are waiting to have dinner with you. Don't forget, today is our son's 3rd birthday. Make sure you get him a gift and remember to bring something for your lovely wife too, or I'll be mad. Love you. I stared at Henry's phone, which he'd accidentally left behind when he rushed out. The screen kept lighting up with message notifications, but I felt like I was trapped inside a freezer, completely numb. North City is 1,000 miles away. It's part of Henry's regular flight route, twice a week. Now I finally understood. He had another home there. Another wife. Another child. And that child turned 3 today. Wife, Margarita. Child, Leonardo. That line hit me like a sledgehammer. My vision blurred. I couldn't think straight. Then Henry called. Babe, I'm at the airport. I left my phone at home. I've got an hour before my flight to North City. Can you bring it to me? No one messaged or called me, right? I dug my nails into my palm to steady myself. No, seems like the battery ran out. He sounded relieved. Good, just turn it off to save battery. Thanks for bringing it, love. When I arrived at the airport, the flight crew hadn't boarded yet. Henry came hurrying toward me, took the phone, and gave me a quick kiss. Thanks, babe. You're the best. He was in full pilot uniform. Clean-cut, handsome. It always seemed like he took extra care grooming before heading to North City. He'd even put on cologne, something he hadn't done at home. She must like that scent. I turned my head away. Your cologne's a bit strong today. He paused for a second, about to say something, when his colleagues noticed me and smiled. Henry, still so sweet with your wife after all these years. He grinned and put his arm around me. Jealous, huh? You guys better find someone as amazing as my wife. I forced a smile and took a step back. You'd better go. I'm heading home. I straightened his tie and joked, my husband's too handsome. You fly to North City so often. Don't let some thirsty woman steal you away. Henry pinched my nose playfully. Jealous girl. Don't worry. One of you is more than enough for me. As they walked toward security, the smile on my face went stiff. What I really wanted to ask was, is that true? Am I really enough? Then what about Margarita? I stood in the terminal and watched their plane take off. As it soared into the sky, I pulled out my phone and logged into Henry's WeChat account. We'd always had mutual trust. We never checked each other's phones, so he gave me all his passwords without hesitation. He believed I'd never violate his privacy. And that was true. Until I stopped believing he loved me. Now he was a 0 in my eyes. No worse than that. His pinned contact was named Wifey, but that wasn't me. I clicked the profile. It was a family photo, Henry arm around a delicate-looking woman and a little boy who looked just like him. I remembered how not long after we got married I brought up the idea of having a child. What did Henry say? Oh, baby, pregnancy would ruin your body. I can't bear to see you in pain. Let's not have kids. I just want all of your love. Back then I thought I'd married the perfect man. Now I know, sweet words can hide poison too. He didn't not want kids. He just didn't want my kid. Their messages were full of sweet affection. Babe, I'll be home Wednesday night at 10. I want your homemade soup. Your best dish. Margarita's flirty reply melted the screen. The soup's in the pot, I'm in the bed. Sometimes it was Margarita acting coy. Hubby, don't go flirting with women in city. Okay, I'll be checking you when you get home. Leo's kindergarten sports day is next Monday. Don't forget to come back early. Alright, her social media was flooded with their picture-perfect life. Family games at the kindergarten, sports meet, romantic candlelit dinners, beach vacations as a happy family of 3. Tears dripped directly onto Henry's phone. I wiped at the screen, but it felt endless. The more I wiped, the more tears came. The most recent message was from Margarita. Leo's starting school soon. When are you going to get divorced? I don't want the father's name listed as unknown on his school records. Henry's reply: don't worry. I'll divorce Roma before he starts school. She donated bone marrow to my mom last year. The doctor said the next 2 years are crucial for recovery. I'm just waiting for her health to stabilize. Then I'll leave her. My head spun. A loud ringing filled my brain. I stumbled into the airport restroom and threw up until I could hardly breathe. Someone handed me a tissue and helped me to a bench outside. Are you all right? Are you traveling alone? Where's your husband? Tears soaked my face. I covered it with the tissue and sobbed uncontrollably. My husband just died. Yes. The moment I found out he had another family, he died. In my heart. Everything around me became like an old silent film. I couldn't hear a thing. It felt like someone had scooped my soul out. With all the strength I had left, I forced my body to stop shaking. I opened the photo albums and saved all of Margarita's posts. I saved every message. Then I logged out of Henry's WeChat account. I sat at the airport paralyzed. I didn't even have the strength to stand. How could the man who kissed me every day and said, "I love you," have a secret life I knew nothing about? To everyone else, Henry was a man who adored his wife. But now I knew the truth. He didn't just adore me. He adored her too. Flawlessly. Given their son's age, they'd been together for at least 4 years. Which meant, barely into our marriage, he had already started cheating. We met on a plane. When he walked out of the cockpit, the moment I saw him, it was like every romantic drama had been put to shame. We fell in love at first sight, dove into a whirlwind romance, and married so fast it stunned everyone. No one thought we'd last. They said we were reckless. But we proved them wrong, living 5 sweet years like we were still newlyweds. Last year, Henry's mother was diagnosed with leukemia. She needed a bone marrow transplant. All their relatives and friends went for matching tests, but in the end only my marrow matched. I had just gotten pregnant. Henry knelt before me crying like a child. "Roma, please save my mom. We can always have another baby later." I loved him so much. I was willing to give up everything. Without hesitation, I terminated the pregnancy. I prepared myself for the surgery and gave his mother the transplant. But due to the impact on my body, the doctors later told me, my chances of conceiving again were extremely low. When I woke up from surgery, Henry had just landed and rushed to the hospital. He stood at the door of my hospital room holding my hand and crying like a child, pressing his face to my palm and swearing, "Roma, marrying you is the greatest blessing of my life. I swear I'll love you forever and never let you down." But looking back now, what was really behind that touching scene, the truth is, he had just climbed out of Margarita's bed and flown here to be with his official wife. He hadn't filed for divorce yet because I still held value to him. His mother's illness could relapse at any time, and they needed a source of bone marrow close by, convenient and safe. I don't even know how I made it home. In the house I shared with Henry, the first just sat there blankly until the ringtone of my phone snapped me out of it. It was Henry, thousands of miles away, his voice soft as silk. "Babe, I've arrived in North City. Go to bed early and don't forget a warm glass of milk." Then I heard a child's voice in the background. Daddy, and a gentle woman's voice. "Sweetheart, come to mommy." I clutched the phone tightly, pretending to ask casually, "Was that a kid calling you Dad?" He chuckled affectionately. "Oh, just got to the hotel. Probably a guest's kid checking in next to me. Anyway, I'll go get my room. Good night, love you." The call ended. And it felt like someone had ripped my heart out of my chest. Henry, far away in North City, must have been so happy, holding his wife and child in his arms, a perfect little family. I used to imagine us having a child, one with Henry's big eyes and straight nose, with my thick beautiful hair. A little one who would hold our hands and call us Mom and Dad. I placed a hand over my belly, remembering the child that had once been there. He came to me, but we gave him up. And now I have nothing left. Not even him. I used my alternate WeChat account to add Margarita as a friend. Her latest post that night. A happy family of 3. 9 photos in a collage. All of Henry, her and their son. A birthday cake, beautiful gifts, a warm home. The kind of life that makes people jealous. Her friends had flooded the post with likes. I scrolled through the profile pictures and froze. Several were Henry's colleagues, including the one who just yesterday at the airport had smiled and said Henry doted on me. I couldn't help but laugh. And as I laughed, tears streamed down my face. So everyone knew he had another family. Everyone but me. What a joke I was. What did they think when they saw me watching me smile like a fool, being strung along by Henry, living inside a lie like an idiot? I threw my phone to the floor, tears falling endlessly, clutching my chest in pain. Why does my heart still ache for a man like this? The tears I shed that day. Maybe they were enough for every tear I'll ever have left to cry. By the time I came back to my senses, the sky outside was turning light. I stood up, picked up my phone, and dialed a number. Senior, is it still not too late for me to accept the research team's invitation? My senior practically jumped over the phone. You're saying yes, you'll join us? I smiled. Yes. I'm ready. See you in a week. The next day, Henry returned home with a gift. He placed it in front of me. Babe, I picked out a necklace just for you. See if you like it. I didn't even bother to open the jewelry box. I already knew what it was, because Margarita had posted a photo of a necklace with a caption, "This kind of gift is perfect for a neglected housewife desperate for love." Henry picked up the box and opened it in front of me. Do you like it? I glanced at it. It was the exact same necklace from Margarita's post. As he leaned toward me, I noticed a red mark behind his ear. A wave of nausea overwhelmed me. I shoved him aside and rushed to the bathroom to throw up. Henry followed close behind, panicked. What's wrong? Are you feeling sick? I'll take you to the hospital right away. Looking at the anxious expression on his face, I suddenly wanted to ask, are you worried about my health, or are you afraid I won't be able to donate more bone marrow to your mom in the future? But I said nothing. That night he tried to be intimate with me. I pushed him away. I'm not feeling well. Go sleep in the guest room. Ever since I found out about the other woman, every time he touched me I felt sick to my stomach. I glanced at the calendar. It was almost time, his departure date for the free airline ticket he had redeemed. Just a little longer. Once he left, we'd be done. For good. Henry said, I'm going to City C on a business trip for a week. If you're not feeling well, maybe I shouldn't go. I looked him in the eye and replied, it's fine. Just some stomach trouble. I'll take some medicine. You should go. And don't forget to bring me a gift. On the day of his trip, I drove him to the airport. He kissed me lightly. I'll definitely bring you something beautiful. His colleague teased from the side, it's just a business trip, not a honeymoon. I smiled. You didn't eat this morning. Let me grab you a coffee. There was still half an hour until boarding. I couldn't stand being next to him anymore, so I used the coffee as an excuse to get away. When I returned, I saw him talking with his colleague, their backs to me. I paused just as his colleague said, you've really got skills, telling Roma it's a business trip while you're actually taking another woman and your kid on vacation. But seriously, it's been years and she still hasn't found out. That's some solid cover-up work. Henry chuckled. Roma's got her whole heart and soul wrapped around me. She loves me like crazy. There's no way she'd suspect anything. Just keep quiet, all right? After all, she did save my mom's life. I don't want people calling me ungrateful. His colleague laughed. Come on, we've been helping you hide it for years, haven't we? But honestly, Roma's pretty clueless. Half your week is spent with another woman, and she hasn't noticed a thing. Hilarious. It felt like my legs had turned to concrete. Dragging them with what felt like 1,000 pounds of weight, I hid behind a pillar. I leaned against it, forcing my tears back down with deep breaths. Good. This much disappointment will make it easier not to feel anything when I walk away. At the security checkpoint, I stepped back with a smile. I prepared a surprise for you. You'll see it when you get back from your trip. Goodbye, Henry Hahn. He looked puzzled. Why are you calling me by my full name? What are you up to now? Anyway, I'll be back as soon as the trip's over. I love you, babe. The day he left, I started packing. Just the essentials. Clothes, documents. Everything else was just stuff. On the second day, I hired a cleaning service. I asked them to wipe away every trace of me from this house as if I had never existed here at all. On the third day, I took every single photo of us, every picture including our wedding photo, and threw them into a metal basin in the yard. I lit them on fire and let the flames consume it all. Then I scattered the ashes under the flowering tree to nourish the roots and protect the blossoms. On the fourth day, I printed every photo from Margarita's social media, every family portrait of Henry, her, and their son. I covered the walls of every room in the house with them. Every room. Every wall. Smiling faces of the happy little family of 3. On the fifth day, I went to a lawyer. We drafted a divorce agreement. I signed it, stamped it with my fingerprint, and placed it in the most visible spot in the living room. On the sixth day, I left the keys on the table, picked up my suitcase, shut the door behind me, and walked toward the car where my senior colleague was waiting to pick me up. The research team all moved into the hotel as we were scheduled to depart together the next day. At the hotel, I unlocked my phone and added Margarita on WeChat. I left a note. Roma. I figured she already knew who I was. Sure enough, she quickly accepted the request. She messaged me right away. Roma, I thought we'd never cross paths. What, you couldn't hold back any longer after all these years? Now you finally snap? That's kind of pathetic. I only asked one thing. When did it start between you two? Her reply was cocky and shameless. Don't tell me you just found out about me and Leo. Ha ha ha. Roma, of course you got dumped. Your husband cheated on you for 4 years and you had no clue, but me, I knew about you from day one. I gave Henry a son. That's how I locked down his heart. He can't live without us. Look, he takes me and our son on a trip every year. Has he ever taken you anywhere on his annual family flight pass? It's always my name, never yours. You think you mattered, please. You were just useful. Nothing more. I cut off a smug rant coldly. I only contacted you to say this. I've left. If you want the title of Mrs. Hahn so badly, go earn it. Have Henry sign the divorce papers. I didn't send anything after that. I powered off my phone. The research site was deep in the mountains, nearly cut off from the outside world. My senior turned to me and asked, once we're in, it's gonna be a year with barely any contact, just the occasional phone call. Your husband's okay with that, right? I smiled faintly and raised my left hand, showing the bare spot where my ring used to be. I'm divorced. Don't worry, I'm free. I can stay up in the mountains as long as I want. My senior looked like he wanted to say something, but in the end he said nothing. The day after I left, Henry returned home. The moment he opened the door, he froze. The color drained from his face. The entire house was filled with photos of him, Margarita, and Leonardo. He stumbled back a step, yelling, Roma, Roma, but no one answered. Only his voice echoed in the empty space. He rushed into the bedroom and found all of my things gone. Clothes, shoes, even the cup and towel I used in the bathroom, the comb I used every morning. Everything had vanished like I had never lived there. His hands trembled as he pulled a photo off the wall. A happy family of 3 smiled back at him. Only then did he understand. I had known everything. So while he was off vacationing with Margarita and their son, I quietly disappeared. He collapsed onto the sofa. No. This can't be. Roma. He pulled out his phone and tried to call me, only to find it powered off. Then on the coffee table he saw the divorce papers, already signed by me, and my wedding ring. There was also a note. Henry, once you've signed, please give this to Attorney Chan. She will handle everything. He immediately called the number on the note. Chan was a close friend of mine. When she answered, Henry shouted, Where's Roma? Where did she go? Chan replied coolly, Mr. Hahn, where she is doesn't matter. She doesn't want to see you. Did you really think she'd still be clinging to you after you cheated? Henry yelled. I need to explain. It's not what you think. Chan cut him off. Roma said, if you won't sign, she'll sue. I'm authorized to represent her. Adultery a child outside the marriage. Pretty sure that qualifies as bigamy. A simple paternity test will settle it. Henry Chan said calmly, as Roma's lawyer I'll be handling all the divorce proceedings. She also made it very clear, she never wants to see you again. And as her friend she added, her voice sharpening, I just have one question. How do you, a cheating jerk, still have the nerve to talk about explaining things to her? Explain what? You were married to her for 5 years, but you were cheating for 4 of them. Your kid is 3, right? Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays you were home, and on Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays you were in North City playing house with another woman. What are you, a time management genius? Once you sign the divorce papers, let me know. As for anything else, I don't think there's anything left to discuss. Henry called me over and over, but too bad. I turned off my phone. It was like I had vanished from the face of the earth. He couldn't reach me at all. He went to my parents' house looking for me. My mother, eyes red with fury, stormed out and drove him away. Get lost, she shouted. If you hadn't cheated, would my daughter have disappeared without a trace? What did she ever do to wrong the Han family? She aborted her 2-month pregnancy to save your mother's life. She hurt her body so badly she can't get pregnant anymore. And you went off, kept a mistress and had a child with her. You lost nothing, but my daughter gave everything. What was she, just a walking bone marrow bank for your family? Once you got what you wanted, you threw her away. She saved your mom's life, and this is how you thank her, by cheating on her, you ungrateful bastard. Get out of here. My mom, standing with her hands on her hips, snapped. You've got the nerve to come looking for my daughter, you piece of trash. Come back again and I'll bash your pig brain out, you hear me? She beat him with a broom, smacking him again and again, chasing him from the stairwell all the way out of the apartment complex. A crowd had gathered, whispering and gossiping. Isn't that Roma's husband? Looks decent, but turns out he's a cheating scumbag. Haven't you heard? He didn't just cheat. He even has a kid with another woman. Shameless. Poor Roma. She gave up her career for him. Even when she was pregnant, she gave up the baby to donate bone marrow for his mom. It's just heartbreaking. Men like him deserve a good beating. He's the very definition of a scumbag. Ugh. Stay away from Roma. Come back again and we won't be so polite next time. My parents still lived in our old neighborhood. Everyone there had watched me grow up. None of them gave Henry a kind look. Under a barrage of insults, he fled in disgrace. Henry searched everywhere, asking all our mutual friends about me. Finally, someone told him I had joined a confidential research project. It would be at least 1 or 2 years before I came back. And confidential meant one thing. If I didn't want to contact him, he would never be able to find me. He even tried checking airline passenger lists through connections at the airline, hoping to track my movements. But he found nothing. Meanwhile, I threw myself completely into research. I worked with laser focus, pouring everything into my job. It actually felt amazing. Even my senior was worried. Look, I get it. You're divorced. But you don't have to work yourself to death. We do get a short break once a year. You could go outside, see the world a little, or at least go home and visit your parents. It's been a year. They'll be worried. You should go. So I finally left the mountain and returned to the outside world. As soon as I got signal and turned on my phone, a flood of missed calls and messages poured in. Almost all from Henry. After failing to reach me by phone, he had gone mad, sending messages. Roma, I'm sorry. Can you please give me a chance to explain? Baby, I really love you. I was wrong. Please forgive me, okay? I was drunk. I didn't mean to cheat on you. Roma, where are you? Come home, please. You can hit me, yell at me, do whatever you want. Just don't ignore me. I messed up. I really messed up. Turns out Margarita was completely useless. After a whole year, she still couldn't get Henry to sign the divorce papers. I blocked him on WeChat. I didn't want to see a single message from him again. Then I called Attorney Chan. She told me Henry still hadn't signed the divorce papers. But don't worry, she said. Once your assignment ends, the 2-year separation period will be up. You can still get divorced without his consent. I returned to my parents' home. What I didn't expect was to run into Henry outside the neighborhood gate. His eyes were bloodshot as he rushed toward me. Baby, where have you been? I took a step back, dodging the arms he tried to wrap around me. Henry, where I've been has nothing to do with you anymore. He said anxiously. How could it have nothing to do with me? You're my wife. I looked at him with pure sarcasm. Your wife, where I go is your business, then tell me. Was where you went any of my business during those 4 years when you made 3 trips a week to North City to see another woman? Did you think about me when you had a child with her? Did you ever once consider how I'd feel? We're getting divorced now. Suddenly you remember I matter to you. Henry, are you seriously that hypocritical? Can you at least try to have some shame? Henry looked flustered. Baby, I was wrong. Please. Can you forgive me? I let out a laugh of disbelief. Henry I didn't charge you with bigamy, not because I'm merciful, but because I find you disgusting. I don't want to see you, I don't want to fight, I don't want to waste another second on you. So do yourself a favor. Sign the divorce papers. If you keep dragging it out, we'll settle this in court. And trust me, it won't be that simple by then. He grabbed my wrist tightly. No, I won't divorce you. I've searched for you for a year. You have no idea how crazy I went. I care about you more than anything. Roma, no one can replace you. I made a mistake, but I can't lose you. Please forgive me. I'm begging you. What happened with her was just a mistake, just a lapse in judgment. Think about everything we've been through. You still love me, right? I thought about you every single day this past year. I regretted everything so much. You told me once, you'd love me forever and never leave. You don't know how much I love you. What I have for her and the kid is just a sense of responsibility. It's not love. There's no love between us, only obligation. I yanked my hand away. So what are you trying to say, that we shouldn't divorce, that you get to keep your wife at home while playing family with someone else outside? And your son, what about him? Just throw him away. He lowered his voice. I'll give them money. Let them live on their own. I swear if you don't want me to see them again, I won't. Please. Just give me another chance. Suddenly something smacked Henry in the head from behind. A handbag. It was Margarita. You bastard, what did you just say? You want to abandon us? After I gave birth to your child, you're backing out. You promised to divorce Roma and marry me. Now you're changing your mind. Henry hadn't expected Margarita to show up with their son. Leonardo ran to him and hugged his leg tightly. Daddy, are you abandoning Mommy and me? Why don't you want us anymore? Didn't you say you loved us most, that you'd marry Mommy and I'd be your ring bearer? Henry tried to pry him off. Leo, go home with Mommy for now. I'll explain everything later, okay? I watched the drama unfold, cold amusement in my eyes. Henry, you're absolutely revolting. I've never seen a man more shameless than you. He clutched my arm, desperately shaking his head. Roma, I've already told her it's over. I'm not getting divorced. I won't sign the papers. Roma, no matter how much you yell, hit or hate me, I'm not letting you go. Then Margarita suddenly screamed, Roma, don't let him fool you. He doesn't want the divorce because his mother's leukemia came back. He wants your bone marrow again. Her words made Henry freeze. His face darkened into something terrifying. I gave a bitter laugh. So it's true, Henry, you're refusing to divorce me because you want another bone marrow transplant from me? I stepped back. Well, that's too bad. Because I'm pregnant. And this time I'm not sacrificing my child for you. I won't be donating anything. Henry's face twisted in fury. Pregnant? Whose child is it? I'm your husband. We haven't seen each other in a year. Who got you pregnant? You cheated. You're carrying someone else's baby. Roma, have you no shame? I smiled. Isn't this poetic justice? You had a kid with someone else, and now I get to have one too. What, you didn't think it was shameless when you did it? But now that it's me, suddenly it's a moral crisis. This child is mine and mine alone. It has nothing to do with you. He or she will carry my name. Henry lunged forward and grabbed me again. Abort it. I'll forgive you. We can start over, please. I love you. I'll forgive you this time. Just cut ties with him. I won't see Margarita again either. Smack! I slapped him across the face with every ounce of strength I had. Henry, where's your bottom line? Where's your shame? Could you be any more despicable, any more disgusting? No one touches my child. This is my business and no one else's. No one can force me to donate bone marrow. Give it up, Henry. I won't save your mother again. You don't get to guilt trip me into it. Bone marrow donation is voluntary. Nobody can make me do it. So listen closely, Henry. I don't want to. With that I shoved his hand away and walked straight into the neighborhood without looking back. He didn't follow. He was too busy fighting with Margarita. A loud slap rang out. He'd hit her hard across the face, knocking her to the ground. Then he yanked her up again by the arm. Why the hell did you come here? Why would you tell her about my mother's condition? If anything happens to her, I swear I'll never forgive you. Margarita stared at him like he was a stranger. Maybe she'd never imagined that the man who had whispered sweet nothings to her for years would suddenly look at her like he wanted to kill her. Do you have any idea how hard it is to find a bone marrow match? He shouted. And Roma, miraculously, was a match for my mom. And now because of your big mouth you've destroyed her only chance to live. Margarita, get out. As far away as you can. I don't want to see you ever again. Margarita collapsed into tears, clutching Leonardo tightly. Henry the First waited for you all these years, and this is what I get. How can you be so heartless? Are you even human? You're going to let your son be a bastard, a fatherless child. Roma's already pregnant with someone else's baby. She's never going to help your mother again. Beg all you want. She won't come back. To you, your mother is always number one, isn't she? What about me and your son? Your mom's dying anyway, and you'd still go beg Roma instead of being here with your family from a distance. I watched them scream and tear into each other, physically fighting, faces twisted in rage. I couldn't help but smile faintly, one hand resting gently over my stomach. Of course I wasn't pregnant. I had no lover. It was all a lie. One carefully planted lie to shatter Henry's last shred of hope. He used me again and again. This time I made sure he would know what it feels like to be crushed by his own delusions, to be hoisted with his own petard. The next morning before sunrise I left my parents' house and returned to the research center in the mountains. I knew that if I waited even one more day, Henry would never stop pestering me. I had shown up just long enough to give him hope. And then I left so that hope would crash into pieces on the floor and turn to ash. Only then would he understand what true despair feels like. 1 year later, when I completed the research project and returned to city, attorney Chon came to see me. She told me Henry's mother had died. Her leukemia had relapsed and she passed away without ever receiving another transplant. Henry had broken down completely. He couldn't find me. All he could do was watch his mother's final hope slip away moment by moment until it vanished entirely. The truth is, the doctors had already told us after the first transplant that her body wouldn't survive a second one. If it relapsed, there was no point in trying again. But that is something I'll never tell him. I want him to live with that guilt for the rest of his life. Let him believe that if he hadn't cheated, I wouldn't have left. If I hadn't left, his mother might have gotten that second transplant. She might have lived. And it was all his fault. That thought nearly destroyed him. Henry finally signed the divorce papers. But he never married Margarita. He hated her now, blamed her for revealing the truth and ruining his last chance with me. Margarita was on the verge of a breakdown. She stormed into Henry's airline company with her child in tow, making a scene. She sat down in the office of the senior management holding her son and sobbing pitifully. When I met him, I didn't know he was married. He lied to me and said he was single. By the time he told me the truth, I was already 5 or 6 months pregnant. I had no choice but to keep the baby. He promised he would divorce his wife and marry me. But now he's ghosting me, won't marry me, won't pay child support. If no one handles this, I'll go live online and expose everything. Let's see how the internet reacts when they find out your airline is protecting a man like this. Henry was called into the office. When he saw Margarita and the child, his eyes burned red with rage. What the hell are you doing here? Haven't you ruined me enough? After hearing the version of events Margarita had told the higher-ups, his face turned livid. I lied to you. You came on to me the first time we met. We slept together while I was wearing a wedding ring, and now you claim you didn't know I was married. You told me you didn't care about the title, that you just wanted to be with me. Then you got pregnant and suddenly started demanding I divorce my wife. You knew exactly what you were doing. Don't act all innocent now. At least try to have a little self-respect. The two of them screamed and argued until the entire office could hear. Soon word got out. Henry had cheated and had a child with another woman. Many of his coworkers had thought of him as the perfect husband, caring, loyal, loving. But now it turned out that he'd started cheating just 1 year into his marriage and even had a kid on the side. The scandal spread fast. Margarita's constant drama tanked Henry's image at the company. Already emotionally unstable from his mother's death, he became dangerously distracted during a flight and almost caused an accident. The airline grounded him immediately. All his flights were suspended. He was put on indefinite leave. Henry locked himself inside his apartment, refusing to leave. But Margarita wasn't done. She showed up at his door with their son. Henry's eyes bloodshot snapped, "What do you want? Haven't you ruined my life enough? I lost my job, my mother's dead because of you. What more do you want?" Margarita shoved the boy toward him. "Henry, this is your son. If you won't marry me and won't pay child support, then fine. You take care of him." Henry looked at the child with pure disgust and pushed him away. "You say he's mine, and I'm just supposed to believe that we were never married. I have no obligation to raise a kid." Little Leonardo was tossed back and forth between them, terrified and sobbing uncontrollably. Neighbors started gathering to watch the drama unfold. Henry's face turned beet red. "Margarita, you've ruined my entire life. There's no chance. None. I'll never marry you. Get that through your head. You say this kid is mine. You were willing to be the other woman with me. Who's to say you weren't someone else's side piece too? You expect me to believe he's even mine? I don't want this kid. Don't ever come here again." He slammed the door. Margarita stood outside, clutching her child, crying her heart out. But no one pitied her anymore. No one answered. "I found out about all this from Attorney Chon." Margarita had taken the boy to Henry's parents' home, leaving behind one sentence: "This is Henry's son. Your Hon family's grandson." Then she left without looking back. She parked herself outside Henry's apartment building for days, living in a rental car. Eventually, she spotted Henry stepping out. That's when she hit the gas. She sped toward him with wild eyes and a twisted expression. "Henry, if you won't keep your promises, then let's die together. Husband and wife in hell." She rammed the car straight into him, launching him into the air. He was killed on the spot. Her vehicle crashed into a stone pillar. Even after emergency services arrived, she couldn't be saved. When I received the news, I was just about to lead a new research team on a new project. I let out a small, indifferent laugh. This kind of messy, toxic love and betrayal, it never appealed to me. It had nothing to do with me anymore. I picked up my suitcase and walked toward my waiting team, ready to begin the next chapter of my life.